at the same time.
Nice.
And
so there's even an art to drinking tea.
there is an art to drinking tea.
Beautiful. All right, so let's coordinate our drinking. Nice, very nice. And I love how I, as a Chinese person, have to get instructions from you. Pathetic is that?
You know, it's fun because...
I gotta go back to Chinese school, seriously. What's wrong with me? All right.
Well, I'm going to pour myself one more. Would you like another?
Sure.
Real quick? Okay.
It's really good.
I realize now what we should have done is set up the little Lego train, you know, that would carry the cup of tea. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Okay, I'm holding it correctly.
Yeah, holding it correctly. And you can slurp with this one. That slurping is going to allow a little extra air to come in.
Huh.
And so you're actually going to, you know, the palate's such a vague thing, I don't even want to go into it. But with that air, you are getting the flavor spread more evenly throughout your mouth, and you're also cooling the tea down quicker.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I just needed a large favor. This tea is making me silly. Is it allowing my inner nature to come out, or is it just the tea's making me silly?
Well, they say that when you imbibe the tea, that you, in essence, you know, it's like the tea is given new consciousness through you, and you also get to experience part of its consciousness and its past. Yeah. A bit about the benefits of the rose, which are to, I think really the biggest benefit is energetically it helps to open the heart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it really, you know, even the aroma, it's like therapeutic, you know, and there's a reason rose is used in so many cosmetic and beauty products too. It actually helps to naturally detoxify the skin, and especially the softer parts of the skin, like on the face. And so this is just a new way of getting your rose in. That's the way I see it.
Nice.
So everyone, you know, and I think it's flattery, but everyone says, well, how do you get such great skin? I just look at them, 2 words, drink tea. Drink tea. Drink more tea. Drink less things.
Ladies, don't worry about your facelift. Just drink tea.
Drink
Please do my face. I just drink rose tea. That's my secret.
I once did a tea ceremony for a woman in, she was actually a reader at the bookshop, but went over to her house and she invited some friends, and then we had all the spent leaves actually hanging out on the plate in front so everyone could see and look at the different types and what they become after they've had water placed on them. And I see her kind of secretly take the plate over into the kitchen, and one of her friends goes, hey, what are you doing with that plate? She goes, oh, I'm taking a bath. I think it's great though. No, I think, you know, allowing the tea to just, you know, do what it wants.
And that's total recycling.
Yes. Sustainability.
So what's the next tea?
The next tea we're going to do, a lot of people do things like, actually I'm going to brew it in this one. We'll move into slightly more traditional methods of brewing.
Okay.
We're going to do a roasted oolong. And this oolong, right here, this comes from Floating Leaves Tea in Ballard. And it's a Taiwanese oolong. Floating Leaves show when there specializes in those Taiwanese oolongs, roasted and unroasted. And today I decided to choose this roasted one for some reason. I'm not sure. But it's got a really robust flavor. And you can see, let's see. That make,
yeah.
They are a little more hearty. These ones will appear a little bit dark brown, as opposed to the fresh oolongs, which taste and look a little bit more like green tea. Oolong's a very versatile tea, and as far as processing methods, it spans the gap between the extremes of green tea and black tea. So you can have different teas that are oxidized for certain amounts, which black tea is fully oxidized, or roasted to certain amounts, which oftentimes green teas will be roasted a little bit. But oolong also is kind of its own its own thing.
Now I noticed when you're making this tea, you're not using the little shaker. So are there different ways of even preparing them? There is the shaker. Now there's a smaller one. Is there a difference in taste when you use the different types of pots and things?
I think when we get into it, we'll start working with the clay pots.
Yeah.
And there definitely is a different taste when you start to use the different clay pots.
Just like wine.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it is. It is. With the plastic, I'm sorry, not plastic, glass. It looks like plastic.
Are you trying to poison me?
It's BPA free, I swear. No, these are all glass. Ching, ching, ching. They have a pretty neutral, you're going to get everything out of it. So it's a nice way to experience tea if you just want to taste the flavors of it. And oftentimes when you're tasting a new tea, you don't want to be biased by the different pots and things. You don't want, too many flavors interacting there. Now, the roasted oolong is actually very good for digestion, whereas I think of the green oolong actually being a little bit better for like overall body health, tea's like Reiki. What can I say? It goes where it needs to. It's intuitive.
You're like the tea comedian.
Yeah, I'm like a tea medium. I can tell you your tea futures if you want.
Exactly.
So, just to take a quick look, and I'm boiling some water right now. That's what that hushing sound is in the background. And I'm just going to rinse my cup with this a little bit, but I'm going to throw it out as a rinse. The rinse really becomes more important when you start to work with the darker aged pu'er teas, which we're going to get into for the next tea. And with some of these, I'll just drink the rinse anyway, and it's not harmful. You know your source.
You're depriving the gods.
Yeah.
Seriously? I think something bad's going to come of that.
The Gaiwan is obviously, as you can see, it's a handleless saucer of sorts, and people would actually take these in older traditional China and they would sip it like this. You see? They would just pick it up and they'd use the lid to filter out any leaf matter.
Oh.
Now, the only problem with this, and you're trying to do gongfucha, and I've coined gongfucha as bringing the joy out of the leaves.
Nice.
And into this world, into us, and we get to share it and experience it together, is that the flavors, I think of brewing tea as kind of like witnessing a mini rebirth and transition of the spirit of tea in this moment. So I want to capture those things throughout, maybe 0 to 15 years, 15 to 30 years, and, 30 to 45 years, or you could use Steiner's method and go every 7 years and maybe get a lot out of your tea. But that you're witnessing these periods, and what's amazing is that as the tea unfolds, it is almost like the evolution of a human being, in a sense. You get to witness in the beginning this, strong force to, the first is very subtle and mild, like a child would be,
right.
Or can be. Sometimes they're just ripping right out of the gate,
Exactly.
Get me out of here!
It is no rosebud.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so, and then the tea kind of gradually comes in. By about the third brew, with just about any tea you're using, you find that the tea has really opened up and is starting to express itself in a natural way. And that's for most people, that's kind of like the 20s and into the 30s.